It's your girl Jetty from Word Revolution. Um, we got some things to talk about. Listen, it's been like probably 2, 3 months since I've been consistently doing these, and there's so much on my mind. And every day something occurs that inspires me to reach out to you guys and talk about some of this stuff. So I know it's super early in the morning. A lot of people aren't even, up and about and what have you, depending on where you are in the world. I got to do these things when I get the moment. And so here we go. I'm going to share this now so that people can tune in. Gosh. Hmm. I don't know how that just went. I don't know if you guys listen. Y'all know me and technology, right? Like some stuff, I'm like, gosh, she's really good at that. But some stuff is like, dude, she's a total moron. Technology is the stuff that makes me um, total moron. So let's talk about power. Oh, I'm yawning. Y'all, I've been up for hours, okay? I don't know why all of a sudden, now that I want to be live, I got to do all this yawning, right? And look at my crazy hair. It needs to be done, but it's just standing all over my head. But we're not going to worry about that because I'm finna put on a hat. I know I don't really like my head to be uncovered, right? Thing where I just like my head covered. So here we go. Alrighty. So, um, let's uh, let's talk about power. So, a friend, Facebook friend, made a post about, good morning, a friend, oh, thank you, baby. A friend made a post, I guess a couple days ago, and it was like a very simple post. It said something to the effect of, no, it's not you, it's not feeling, sis, it's some badass kids, something like that, right? That's undisciplined, something like that. And of course, there were many people who, yeah, exactly, ratchet kids. I don't know how people think that I'm supposed to put up with that. Woo, woo, right? And I presented the position that it was cowardice for a man to run from that kind of situation for that reason, right? Like you're dating a woman, you're enjoying the woman, you experience her children to be undisciplined. And so you respond to that by saying, yeah, I ain't got to deal with this and rolling out, right? I called that cowardice. Uh, and I took a lot of heat for that. I took a lot of flack for that, right? People don't have to deal with these ratchet kids. It went into a whole bunch of stuff, went into, even the teachers nowadays can't teach these kids, and nobody should have to put that. If you raise your kids ratchet, then that's on you. Then they're your problem, and don't nobody, worth nothing. Ain't nobody like, basically anybody worth a damn ain't finna put up with that mess and all this, right? Stuff like, you shouldn't, if your house ain't already in order, you shouldn't have some expectation that somebody else is gonna come along and and put your house in order and all this kind of stuff, right? And the more people expounded on their position, which I was the only person in the conversation who had the thought that um, that it was not to for a man not to respond to such a situation with I guess I say with a call to action, right? Like to me, uh, if you look at I'm pretty traditional, right? In terms of role definitions, I'm not a fanatic about anything, so I'm not like, men should never cook, women should never change a tire. I'm not that girl. But I definitely know that the masculine energy in the house is what stabilizes the house, right? It's a stabilizing force in the family. And so with that understanding, to me, when a man is presented with an unstable family in whatever way that is, and he goes away from that because, well, dang, this family is unstable. To me, that's a man who doesn't understand his purpose, his power, or his place. It's like if I'm the dentist and you come to me with a cavity and I say, I'm not going to deal with this cavity. Your teeth are a mess. Why would you come here and open up your mouth and your teeth are a mess like this? And you come here to me. I'm not doing this, right? It's like I only do cleanings. I don't do fillings. I don't do extractions. I don't do oral hygiene issues. I'm a dentist, but I'm not going to deal with that. You should have taken care of that. That's your own problem. Like, that's disgusting. Like, it's absurd. It's absurd. And that's just for common people that it's absurd for men to shy away from it and run from that. But I wasn't speaking of common people. I was speaking of people of power and influence, right? What is the point of being a person of power and influence if you are repulsed by the people who need to be influenced, right? Like, frankly, if he's got wonderful, great, disciplined children, her house is running great, fine, she's got her bills paid, like everything's in order, what the fuck she need you for? Excuse me, why she need you for, right? Like, that's how you get these, like, I don't need no man, independent women, right? Because, like, yeah, why does she need a man? If she's paying her own bills, if she's raising her own kids and they're disciplined and they're, you know. So, but then, like, it blows my mind because people, we have this mindset where we want to be considered like cream of the crop, the best of the best, right? But we have zero responsibility to the least of these. We have zero responsibility to those who are not the best of the best, right? It's like, and we do this on so many levels, right? It's like being a teacher and not teaching in the inner city where the kids really need teaching because the kids are bad and they're a pain in the neck. So you're a teacher, you're a black person, you're a teacher, and you go work at the white school district in Boulder County because it pays well and the kids are nice and the parents are, you know, support the school and blah, blah, blah. Because after all, you're a teacher and you don't have time for all that drama that's going on in inner cities, right? Like, it's absurd to me, and it's just another example of our backwardness and how this system has completely corrupted our sense of community, our sense of belonging, and our sense of purpose. To him whom much is given, much is required. If you are that person who has it all together as a man, you're the man, you've got it all together, you should be, and I'm going to venture to say you should be, right? Now, I'm not saying you don't have the right to choose whatever you want to choose. Free will is divine. Do what you want with that. But for the people of the Most High, right, for the children of the Most High, we're called to something else. We're not called to self-satisfaction in that way. We are called to a ministry. Feed my sheep. If you feed my sheep, what does the feeding of the sheep mean? Who would it be wise to feed? The sheep that are fat? Who needs the meal more? You don't want to go down there where the sheep are skinny and sickly. You don't want to be associated with the skinny, sickly sheep because, after all, you're a man of stature, and you don't want people to think that you have any association with those skinny flocks. Right, so you're just gonna buy up all the fat sheep and feed them and look good. And like, yeah, let the poor people have them skinny sheep, right? Let them. Yeah, sell the skinny sheep to the poor people for $5 and let them take them little skinny, scrawny sheep, right? Like it's just backwards, people. And I'm tired of the justification, and I'm tired of the insults that are associated with our people for our state. Like, we are in the state that we are in for a myriad of reasons, but the fact is, it does not get better if when we are confronted with the state of us, if we're confronted with the state of us, if we turn up our noses and turn away, I don't understand what, like, how we expect to rise up as a people. Now, I'm not suggesting that we cast our pearls among the swine, because we are commanded not to do that. However, the way that we are interpreting who is the swine is, as my mother would say, bass-ackwards, right? It's bass-ackwards. Like, I'll go back to the teacher example. Like, for a teacher to say, I'm not casting my pearls among the swine, and to leave the inner city school and to go move to Boulder, Colorado and teach the little rich white kids, she's backwards. Casting her pearls among the swine is casting them among the little white kids who don't value their melanin power and position in life, right? She's going to go there and she's going to be their mammy, right? She's going to be their mammy. Whereas if she's in the inner cities, then she is in a position of power and she can truly walk in her regal anointing and lift up the children that need it. So my call is to those of us who walk in power, those of us who see, know, and understand that we are of the few, we are of the elite, who are not downtrodden, who are not wholly and completely ravaged by the system, that our goal in this time should be that we should be seeking out those who need a blessing, right? Like, the word speaks of how cursed it is to give gifts to the rich and to ignore the poor, right? But your little poor cousin in the raggedy house with roaches throws a party, you don't go because you don't want to sit up in there with all them roaches and, whatever. There's trash outside the house and that don't look good in the Facebook selfies and things, right? And like the front window got duct tape on it and holding the window together, and that's ratchet. That's a hot mess. You and your kids don't go there, right? I ain't going there. I ain't going to that little ratchet, nasty birthday party. But then, your friend with the mansion has the birthday party, and you go and you you buy them an electric scooter because that's what you heard the kid wanted, or, and you bring hot dogs or whatever, and you go loaded up to that, right? You pull up to that trunk full of stuff, right? Hey, selfies out front, this and that, and it's my people's, my little cuz birthday, woohoo. You gonna go to that, right? And I'm not saying you don't have the right to choose that way, but what I am saying is that choice, how you make those types of choices, is what determines your greatness and your power. You do not know how good of a dentist someone is until you see that someone came in their mouth that looked like snaggletooth. That's how you know this is a dentist. You don't know it's a great dentist when they've never had to deal with the cavity. Everyone that they've ever dealt with flosses regularly, brushes regularly, and it's, dentist of the year, right? Yeah, look, why are you dentist of the year? All my patients have bright, beautiful smiles, right? All your patients should have bright, beautiful smiles when you get done with them. But if you really want to challenge yourself as a dentist, and if you really want to find out your worth as a dentist, you would be taking on clients who actually need a dentist. And so if you are a man of stature and you are repulsed by families that clearly need what a man brings to the family, you're a coward. You're a coward. You're looking for some woman to carry you, but you're going to stand and call yourself the head of the family and the king and all this and that. But really, you're just piggybacking off of the woman's work and success in being able to raise upright, disciplined children without a man. And then you just insert yourself into the picture and you want to, play house and aren't we cute and grand together? And yeah, you are cute and grand together, but there's no glory in it. Your reward you will get on earth. All them Facebook likes and this and that, and you've really done well for yourself and this and that, and that's your reward. There's no reward waiting for you on the other side for that kind of choice and conduct. There just isn't. I'm sorry. You're going to have to face that. You can face it now, you can face it later, but the truth of the fact is we are going to be called accountable to how we deal with the least of these. We think of the Savior, and the holy people of his day, right? They hated him because he was always he was at bars and, down there he was like in the dregs of society, hanging out, right? He's like hanging out with the common people that these like holy people would never even go. They would never even be seen some of the places Yeshua was known to hang out. His crew, the disciples, was like a motley crew of thugs and stuff. Like, these was the kind of cats that, like, if you came up and you looked wrong, you could lose an ear, right? Ear going whack. Who you coming up in here talking all crazy? Like, we talking thugs, straight thugs, right? That's who Yeshua was rolling with, right? He's like in the bars and things, right? He's in like those kind of places. He's in the hood, right? Hanging out on the corner with the brothers, kicking it with the brothers all day in the hood. And like, y'all wouldn't even drive in that neighborhood, right? You wouldn't even pull your car over there. You wouldn't even drive through that neighborhood to get. You take the long way around because you don't want to be seen coming out that neighborhood by your peers, so called. You're cowards. I'm sorry. You're cowards. To me, I find zero ancestral or scriptural references for that being okay. In fact, if you really want to talk, the scriptures would say that the men have a responsibility. Like, the word doesn't tell us that we should support the comfortable and that we should befriend the prosperous and the well-established, and like, that's not who we're even called to serve. That's not who we're even called to minister to in any way, right? At all. Show me the scriptural reference for that kind of decision making. Oh, I'm a grown man. I have my life together. My credit's good. I own my own house. I got a career. I boom, bap, right? Own cars, this. I'm a man. I got it going on. I wish I would marry some woman whose children actually need a man in their life. I'm finna marry me some woman who's handled the job of a man and a woman, and her kids and they just gonna make me look good. It's all ego, y'all. I know this is going to be controversial. People are going to be mad at me. I don't care. Be mad at me. Listen, I live by myself. Okay? Y'all being mad at me ain't going to, do no whole lot of nothing to me. But you're going to get this work. You're going to get this word. You won't be able to go to your grave and say nobody told you that was backwards in terms of progress, spiritual and natural and global national progress for Black people. It is what it is. It is what it is, y'all. They've turned us into cowards. They've turned us into mercenaries. They've turned us into capitalists. So much so that we look at our vulnerable populations in disgust rather than with compassion. We look at the vulnerable populations and we say, We don't want nothing to do with them. We want anything but to have to use our resources of time, of love, of money, of whatever we have. The last thing we want to do is use them for the populations that need them most. We consider it beneath us. Well, you know what? Good, it's beneath you. Stand up on that pedestal. What goes up must come down. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. I'm telling you, y'all better start making choices real differently if you desire to hear well done. Now, you can get a well done from people all day for fly stuff like, grown, successful men that would never take on a family that is showing clear evidence of the need of a man. Right? You'll get the whole Facebook world to be like, that's right, jive that. You don't have to put up with that. Oh no. You ain't got to put up with no bad behind kids. You ain't got to put up with no undisciplined kids. If her house ain't in order, she ain't ready to date. This is the stupid stuff. It goes right along with this thing that I keep talking about where they tell you have to be whole, complete, and like entirely self-sufficient before you join with someone else, before you enter into a relationship. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Because the fact is, the relationship is the crucible in which your impurities get burned off. Right? You don't even know what to fix until you're in a relationship with someone else. How? How would you know? How would you know what are the problems in your character if you aren't in a relationship with someone else to say, listen, Jetty, okay, you're a verbal bully and you ain't finna verbally bully me. So if I go through my life fixing all the things on me that I feel like fixing, and then when I get all the things I feel like fixed up, and I've created myself in the image of me in my imagination, then I run out there and I want to get me a man or something. Now the man has to bow to that idol of me, and then you start talking that stupid crap like, you got to take me for what I am and I ain't changing for nobody. You start talking that kind of crazy, stupid mess. Rather than to say, you know what, I'm a ratchet hot mess. I need me a man that is not going to put up with my nonsense to come into my life and help me to stop behaving this way, stop thinking this way, stop conducting myself this way. Like y'all bass backwards. It's tiring. It's very tiring. So I want you to think about that, because most of us are single. Most of us have raised children, and or are raising children, right? Or are wanting, and we have to choose in a way that our choices progress us as a people. And again, I always say to you all, we have to discern the times and the seasons. When the Most High says to go and build up the waste places, these waste places are literal places and also people and populations. The Most High never called us to go and run over there. In fact, he said, do not seek their peace nor prosperity. Do not seek the peace and prosperity of these false nations, right? We're not supposed to be going around finding for ourselves the best and the most convenient and the easiest and this and that. Like, what in a coward mess is that? Like, if you're a boxer, you're going to tell me that you're going to not get in the ring with the is going to check people that it's easy to box, right? Like, in what area of life does that progress you personally, and how would that mindset as a global national black practice progress us as a people? How? If those of us with resources wouldn't be caught dead near people without resources, standing around talking about, I don't have no broke friends, honey, because when I want to get up and go do something, I ain't trying to pay nobody's way. I got my money. My situation is nice. I ain't trying to pay nobody's way. So them broke friends. I ain't got no time for no broke friends. Why? If you're straight, why ain't you like, you know what? I'm finna make friends with somebody that really could use a blessing. So when I decide I want to get up and go do something, I'm going to scoop up that sister that don't have it to go get up and go do nothing. And me and her going to go and have us a good time. Because I am blessed to be a blessing. Y'all don't understand what blessed to be a blessing means. Y'all think it's blessed to get more blessings from somebody else and blessed to keep the blessings to yourself. Like, grow up. Grow up. So I know I upset some people on Facebook with my position and things and calling people cowards. And I'm sorry, but I can't make it not be cowardice. It's cowardice. It's cowardice when a man looks at a situation and sees the clear evidence of lack of a man in the home, which is undisciplined children. That is like undisciplined children is the telltale sign of no strong man in the home. So strong man shows up. There's no man in the home. And then you see the evidence of that in the undisciplined children. And because there is evidence of a need of a man, you go the other way. Because you ain't got the time for that. You're a coward. I'm sorry. Deal with it. You're the least of what you are is a coward. The least of what you are is a coward. So... and that goes for you ladies as well, right? You ladies always talking about you don't want no fixer-upper man. I don't understand what that means. Like, is you finna help somebody or not? Like, are you a helpmate? Like, but you want somebody that don't need no help? Why? How? What good are you? That's why you disposable. That's why y'all be ending up alongside the road of relationships, because you choose people that don't actually need you. You become irrelevant, as my friend Ronnie says. You know, you make yourselves irrelevant. Don't nobody that don't know. Listen, I think y'all get the point. We're 28 and a half minutes in. I'm going to close this so I can stay under 30 minutes because I'm trying to learn to not take all day to say what I got to say. I hope this blessed somebody. I know it upset a lot of y'all. You know, keep your little ratchet comments. I mean, you share your little ratchet comments, but trust I'm coming from. I'm cutting it down because time is of the essence, and we do not have time to keep playing these games. So there you have it. There's my thoughts for today. Y'all see, I've been, I've been in a little bit of a sabbatical lately, and I'm back. Y'all gonna get this work. You feel me? So, peace, blessings, and all that stuff. May the Most High shine upon the faithful, and may the wicked be cast down in their iniquity. Amen and amen. Revolution is not a game. Team Yeshua, Team Ma'at all day long.